Gosh, WWE have a funny old sense of humour, don't they? The cheeky little lads. See, the world of professional wrestling used to revolve around respect, making examples out of people, and ribs, or pranks as we lay people would call them. The business has apparently changed, but for decades, if you put a foot wrong, WWE management were not afraid to punish you in a very public forum by essentially ribbing you in front of thousands of people and millions watching around the world. Punk had his push in 2009 curtailed due to a dress code violation. Perry Saturn was forced to do the whole moppy thing to pay for beating up a jobber in the ring. But it's WWE's punishments for their female talent that always feel a bit like the boys club were all giggling and slapping each other hard on the back and shouting the words protein shakes while coming up with awful things for their quotes divas to do in public. I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and here are 8 times WWE punished women live on air. Number 8, Lillian Garcia kissing. On the October 18th, 2004 edition of Monday Night Raw, for all the fans conducting inevitable Bingley killing research, Divas Search winner Christy Hemme was booked to plant a lip lock on Lillian Garcia, whose job is ring announcer and not, fluff. Why did this happen? Well, apparently Lil Dog partied a little too hard on the recent European tour, missing a bus and forcing WWE to change her travel arrangements. Then, grown-ass men came up with the idea of teaching her a lesson about responsibility by booking her to have a lesbian kiss on live television. Just picturing that booking meeting makes me sad in a fundamental way. Number 7, Lana gets slut-shamed. This is the most recent example of WWE exercising their right to punish talent on screen for backstage indiscretions. She was once WWE and Vince McMahon's favourite diva, but Lana found herself falling out of favour after she leaked details of her and Rusev's real-life engagement via social media, ruining a storyline, even though it didn't ruin a storyline because no one cared about the storyline. As well as the photos which matched kayfabe, the ravishing Russian also drew fire for describing fellow diva Paige as a bully on Twitter. Her push went out the window, but no, WWE had to take it one step further and scripted returning hero The Rock to tear her character to shreds during a drawn-out backstage segment. The People's Champ insinuated that he and Lana had sex, running through the various positions before wishing her and Rusev a happy marriage and saying that Rusev was a lucky guy because Lana was flexible as all hell. Gosh, Rock. Gosh, what a bunch of things to say. Number 6, Lita takes a stink face. Ah, the stink face. You know that move where a 400+ pound Samoan would literally rub his arsehole in your face? Some people didn't mind taking it and accepted it was just a part of the show, a way to pop the crowd. Lita's stink face, however, wasn't used for a quick crowd pop, and it wasn't done to send the fans home happy. It was because she said no to WWE Creative. Her date with Kishi's Crack came about because she and Matt Hardy refused to replicate an on-screen kiss, fearing that it would lessen the impact of the original, which had occurred just 4 days previous. Jerry Lawler's commentary when Matt Hardy rescued her from the gaping maw was a direct message from WWE. He may come and save her, but I guarantee he won't kiss those lips again. Message received and understood, lads. Number 5, Piggy James. Piggy goddamn James, it was awful. In 2009 to 2010, Lay Cool would constantly chastise Mickie James for being overweight, comparing her to a pig, therefore Piggy James. Lol cats. Layla would come down to the ring wearing a fat suit with a snout attached. They would play about with cakes, very good, yes. Ostensibly the angle was about bullying and how bullying is bad, that whole be a star thing. In actuality, the angle came about because Vince McMahon and co were furious that Mickie James had gained weight and wanted to publicly shame her into cutting the pounds. First of all, being overweight is sort of fine. Off waistline police. And second of all, here is a picture of Mickie James from 2009. She's not even goddamn overweight. Sure, she gained a measure of revenge by beating Michelle McCool for the women's title at the Rumble 2010, but then she just lost it back to her 3 weeks later. Number 4, the worst possible send-off. Gosh, Lita's sacrificed a lot for WWE, taking a stink face, having to perform a striptease in WWF New York against her wishes, being walloped with a steel chair by Steve Austin, having her private life become part of an angle, having sex in the middle of the ring, and then this happened. Her retirement match. 2 months after Trish retired, who by the way got a goddamn hero send-off, retiring as champion, Lita announced her final match for Survivor Series 2006. Not only did she lose to Mickie James, then Crime Time came out for some of their hilarious and definitely not racist antics, namely auctioning off Lita's personal belongings. Underwear, sex toys, vaginal health products. Yep, take that, one of the best of all time. Now, sure, I get it, Lita was a heel, but did she have to go out like this? Rumour has it that WWE were annoyed at their top female stars all walking out at once and decided to make an example of her. If that's true, ew. And even if that's not true, oh. Number 3, bark like a dog. Oh, rumour has it that in late 2000, Trish had something of an ego backstage and would occasionally be put in scenarios designed to humble her. I hope to God that this wasn't one of them. See, this is one of the most famous segments WWE ever aired. This one was considered in bad taste, even in Attitude Era standards. During a segment on the March 5th, 2001 episode of Raw, Vince McMahon scolded Trish in the middle of the ring, asking her to strip down to her underwear and then forcing her to bark like a dog. The segment was deemed so offensive that it was banned from the Sky Sports version of the show that was broadcast in the UK 4 days after the live version. And watching it back in 2016, you get that Vince McMahon is a heel, and sure, he got a slap at WrestleMania X7, but, I mean, I just have to take a shower now. Number 2, Sunny gets a special slopping. Speaking of needing a shower, Sunny may have been the original diva, but she was not well liked backstage. She was confrontational, apparently. She also had an ego and was also allegedly cheating on her boyfriend Chris Candido with the also loathed Shawn Michaels. Revenge would be had in a fairly drastic manner in June 1996 when she was slopped by Phineas Godwin, remember, the pig farmer. Upon learning Sunny was going to be the recipient of a slopping, Godwin left the intended bucket backstage saying, "So I'm slopping Sunny tonight, don't anybody be touching this bucket." And when he came back, the bucket was full, presumably of every bodily fluid under the sun. Ugh. And number 1, the original screw job. So it turns out Montreal wasn't the first time a WWE performer had been screwed over live on air. More than a decade before that, WWE pulled the same trick on Wendy Richter, one of the top female stars of the 1980s. On November 25th, 1985, WWE double-crossed Richter after instructing the fabulous Moolah, as the Spider Lady, to pin her shoulders to the mat when Richter had been told that she would be winning. The reason for doing this was, naturally, she crossed Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Richter, then the WWF Women's Champion, had been handed a contract extension mere moments before a live MTV special and was asked to sign. Because she wanted her lawyers to look it over, she didn't do so Vince instructed Moolah to win the title by any means necessary. Despite the fact that Richter clearly kicked out of the small package at 2, the ref counted the 3 and handed the strap to the Spider Lady. As the realization of what had happened to her sank in, Richter reportedly left the arena while still wearing her gear and didn't speak to Vince or Moolah for many, many more years. Sure, she's in the Hall of Fame now, but still, that is a fairly scummy thing to do to a person. And that's our list. Did we miss any out? Tell us about it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter here. I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and I'll see you soon.